Welcome to Soil Mechanics Lab. My name is Daba Gaddafa. I'm the chair and associate professor of civil engineering. I teach soil mechanics and lab. So if you follow me, I'll show you some of the equipment we have for the different tests. And so this goes with the soil mechanics class. So the students have to register in the soil mechanics. That way they have a good idea of what is expected in the lab. Then when they write the report also they have a good idea for their own report. So this is a core requisite with the CE 412, which is soil mechanics. So in our soil mechanics lab, we will start with moisture content and the specific gravity of soil. For the moisture content, we just take a moist soil and put it in the oven. After 24 hours, we determine the moisture content. Then we determine the specific gravity of the soil. That is the first set. They do the moisture content and the specific gravity. Then we do gradation and hydrometer analysis, which is the sieve analysis and the hydrometer analysis, which is the second week. So this is the hydrometer setup. Students have to use the setup, the sieve analysis first, then go to the hydrometer analysis to determine the gradation of materials that are finer than number 200 sieve. So they use this one for the hydrometer analysis after sieve analysis. Then once they are done with that, then the next setup is to determine Atterberg limits. We focus on the liquid limit. So this is a device we use for liquid limit. Then once they determine the liquid limit of their soil, then they use this setup. It could be a manual. They can roll their moist soil by hand, or they can use this setup, which is basically 1/8 of an inch. This is the size of this one, so they can roll back and forth by using this setup. So they can do whichever way they prefer. And this is the paper to just dry some of the moisture out. Then they can put their specimens in the oven. So we have a lot of large ovens. The students can keep their specimens in one of the ovens. Then they take the dry weight after 24 hours. So this is a setup for standard compaction. Students compact at least 5 times using the same amount of soil but different amount of water to determine the optimum moisture content and the maximum dry density of their soil. Then we also take our students to the field and they see how moisture content and also specific gravity, all those kind of properties affect the real construction. So we take our students to construction site for the soil mechanics lab. We also do the same thing for the materials lab, just to make sure what we do in the lab simulates what is done in the field. So the last lab we do for soil mechanics is permeability of sandy soil, which is a more permeable soil. Then students compact a moist soil into this permeameter. Then they add water to this constant mark. It is called a constant head. It is not a variable head. Then they record the time it takes to pour 1,000 millimeter of the water. That way they can determine the permeability of their soil. So they do at 3 different heights. The average will be the average of the 3 measurements. So then the students compare to whatever literature review and also what they learn in the class, and then they determine if the soil is permeable or impermeable. So since we do permeable soil, they should find a higher permeability for their soil material. So that's all I got for soil mechanics lab. Thank you so much, and if you have any questions, please let me know at any time. Thank you for your time.